Um, while we're talking electronics and IT, we have in the past talked a little bit about the COVID Safe app. Do you have that on your phone yet? Are you one of the, I think the number's up to around the 6.4 million mark of Australians that have downloaded it. Not sure if all of them still have it, but they certainly downloaded it. We've been trying to keep you abreast of some of the issues around the COVID Safe app over the time to make sure that if you're using it as safely as possible. Jim Muzzera joins us now. He's a software developer who's discovered many of the bugs with the COVID Safe app. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Sonia. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Now, I said sort of slightly on a different topic, but I guess in the light of espionage and these IT concerns, what's your view on the COVID Safe app as it stands at the moment?
It's very interesting to hear the government talking about software updates and vulnerabilities in software. At the end of the day, that's how all of these things happen. So it's very important for something like COVID Safe, which is the thing that we're all running on our phones and is a big part of our privacy and exchanging information with other users, that it's subject to the same scrutiny and receive the same attention in terms of updates and fixes.
Now, is it getting the same attention?
I think it's very important that people update their phones, but I think it's also very important that the design of the software takes into account best practices for ensuring that these sort of things don't happen. And the best advice that I can give is that this should be based on a secure protocol, and the only such secure protocol in existence at the moment is the Apple-Google collaboration. The COVID Safe design is built around something that was developed by the Australian team and inherited from the Singapore team, and it is not up to the same standard that the Google and Apple collaboration is up to.
Okay, so does that have any reflection on what we're hearing about today, or is it a separate issue?
I believe totally unrelated.
Totally unrelated.
Yeah.
But in the light of it, you think we need to be making sure any app we've got on our phone is as safe as possible, yeah?
Yeah, the advice given before, I'm nervous to use to try and talk this broadly, and I'd like to give specific suggestions, but ensure that your app's kept up to date. COVID Safe has received an awful lot of attention from the software development community in Australia, and then subsequently has received fixes and updates that have been for issues that have been raised by that community. It's great that people. It's very important that people install those updates.
Well, how do we do that, Jim? Because once an app's on your phone, how do you know if it needs to be updated?
Yeah, great question. And there are some open questions about whether or not COVID Safe can update automatically. So
because I think a lot of us would assume that if there are some new fixes or bug sorts out there, that they would just happen immediately or just be sent to you. That's not the case.
That's right. So if you're an Android user, open the Play Store app, and from the menu you can select My Apps and Games, I think it is, and it'll show the list of pending updates and check for COVID Safe in that list.
Okay, and for those with Apple?
On the iPhone, you can click on your profile icon, which is in the top right-hand corner, and it'll show the list of available updates for your account. Check for COVID Safe in that list.
Or in your settings if you've got an older phone, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's right. As of today, the latest version is version 1.0.28 for Android and version 1.6 for iPhone.
Okay, so if you've got a COVID Safe app and want to make sure it's updated there, 1.6 for iPhones, 1.028 for Android.
Yeah, it fixes a lot of issues and vulnerabilities that could lead to privacy problems that have been found by the Australian community. And then the advice given by the two people we've spoken to already, two-factor authentication, things like that. If you're a Google user, myaccount.google.com will give you a checklist of things that you can check on your Google account, all very important.
Fantastic, Jim. Good to talk with you. Before I let you go, just because you're in the area, I'm not sure I can absolutely guarantee you'll know the answer to this, but we're being asked on our text line, with the Prime Minister having talked about the bad actor in the context of cybercrime. Do you know what that actually means? There's a whole lingo with different areas and industries.
I think we're a long way from a long way out of my wheelhouse, but I think we need to wait to find more. I would strongly reiterate the last text that you read before talking to me about this is not about people in Australia or people that are from a particular country or anything like that. Everybody should be nice to each other. And
Yeah.
like that. We just won't know without more information.
Maybe you can help us out with some specific questions regarding COVID Safe, if that's all right, though.
we'd love to.
Mark at Netherby says, I'd love to download the COVID Safe app, but when I try it tells me it's not compatible with my device. That's because it's a 4-year-old phone running Android 5.1. Can this be overcome?
This is a difficult one. So I understand that Android 5.1 is actually now supported as of an update that was put out in the last couple of weeks. However, I am also simultaneously advocating that they should move to the Apple-Google collaboration, and that does require a minimum of Android 6.0. This is extremely unfortunate. But
so a 4-year-old phone could not be updated to that operating system?
That is true in a lot of cases, yeah.
Okay. Jim, thank you for your time. Jim Muzzard.
No problem.
He's a software developer who was one of those discovering many of the bugs with the COVID Safe app. So he's saying make sure you're up to date with the new COVID Safe app. Check your updates on your phone. What you need is for iPhones 1.6 and for Androids 1.028.